What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? This is I, James, redoptionagency.com, 21 years selling on eBay, and it is Monday morning. It's just another manic Monday. All right. Well, it was a fun weekend. Fun weekend. Judging. So, kind of recap the weekend. So Friday, if you didn't notice, I started a new video series, Found on Friday, going out and finding items on a Friday, whether that be thrift store, yard sales, whatever. And we're going to keep a running total on how much profit one can make off of just sourcing on a Friday. Still only sold one item from all that. But I didn't put any of it on sale. I'm trying to get full asking price. That's probably why. So maybe tomorrow or so I'll throw them on sale. But, and then Saturday did some yard sale videos. So if you saw that. And I've spent around 200, I think. I don't know. I have to go back and watch the video. And I've made probably about $130 so far. And haven't even got it all listed yet. So I still got to go through the vintage clothing, some women's vintage clothing, and then I'll make a video for those also to get an up-close look at what I picked up. And then I'm about 2/3 of the way through the DVDs, about 600 DVDs. So I think I got about 300 to 400 listed yesterday. So, and I've sold one of those. But I've sold a lot of other stuff that we picked up, so we'll go through that already. There was an item it wasn't in the videos because I had a song playing at the yard sale, so I had to edit it out. But I bought, if you saw the other day, I got those small Baby Yoda Squishmallows and a couple of other ones. Well, at the yard sale, I found the big 20-inch Baby Yoda Squishmallows, right? Squishmallows. And I paid $10 for it and sold for $42. So I think he already shipped that out yesterday. So that was a quick flip right off the bat. Sold some of the vinyl already and then got more here. So I knew the vinyl was going to help pay for it all. Yeah, maybe 130, 140. Coming up close on already having it paid off. So that's good. Good to see. As far as eBay, I can say, let's see, eBay, cancellations up, offers down. Yes, so Friday ended up with $900, 901 rounded. So not horrible for the Friday. There was definitely still errors going on throughout the weekend as I was listing. I would get server failure. So back to server failures again. First half of the month, I got no server failures. Now I'm back on server failures again. Ever since that update on that Thursday night. So we're going on a week and a half since that update, and the site's still trashed. Which showed Saturday. Saturday I made it to $635. So Saturday was just pure rubbish on the site. That was the majority of the server errors I was getting. And it would just it was trying to lose my listings as I was listing them. What else was I getting? Offers were airing out. I don't remember what else, but clearly just still a mess Saturday and totally ruined that day. Yesterday was pretty much the same, but my yard sale stuff came through to save the day. So about 90, well, probably more than that now. Man, let's just say $100 of yesterday's sales were yard sale items. So ended up with $857. So would have been in the 700s if not for the yard sale items I picked up this weekend. So, and that's the whole plan of the yard sales going into it. and even hitting the thrift stores on the Fridays, find quick flip items that's going to elevate my day instead of relying on all the slower common stuff. And like I said, when eBay's working right, I expect this to take me from like 1,000 to 1,200, where now it's taking me from 600 and 700 to 800 to 900. So, still hoping they get that on track. And there's still all over the message boards people complaining about the issues they're having. Some of them I've seen, I just can't remember off the top of my head. But then the down indicator again is constantly spiking. So, but we are at 9:20 a.m. on Monday morning. I like to be 150 to 250. Overnight, I had sales, at least one sale in every hour except one. So at least overnight was pretty consistent. And at 9:20, I am at $221. So headed toward the top end of where I like to be. But the one major problem that's been going on, and it could be, as I said prior, that the number of organics sold are going to crash, and it's all going to end up being 90 to 95% promoted items, because the way they keep the way that's set up now. I mean, it's almost like they're turning the whole site into promoted sales. So like yesterday, 12 organic, 44 promoted. Day before, 11 organic, 12 organic, 10 organic, 10 organic, 12 organic, when I would average 25 organic. So a huge drop in organic, which means a big payday for eBay. So, along with the site messing up. So this morning I've only got 2 organic, but I've been noticing I'll get 5, 6, 7 organics right out of the gate in the morning, and by say noon, and then only get 3 to 5 for the rest of the night, for the rest of the day. So it's set up in a way to benefit eBay and take more money from us. So still, I'm trying to keep my cost 22 to 25, but the way it's setting up now, my selling costs are pushing right at 25. For the last 31 days, 24.9. So the only way to beat that is to not promote as high and get less sales, or raise my prices. And then they still get more on the end in that way. And then that's probably going to be lesser sales. So got to figure it out. Figure it out. One way or another. And I think the one way I'm trying to do it is when I make the little short videos of what I pick up, like the vinyl video I put up yesterday, is not just for you guys to see what I pick up, but to try to draw in people who would buy it also. So when I do those little short videos, I'm going to try to aim them toward buyers. So then that way they could just go to readoptionagency.com, click the link below, and hopefully not have to pay the promoted price. So you may see an influx of videos like in the evening times or on weekends of me just trying to push stuff. And that might be shorts or just little few minute videos here and there. So those killed my algorithm on eBay, because my views have dropped drastically. But a lot of it's because of those little videos, I think. Because once you put up a video that starts getting low views, then it kind of tanks the next ones. So it's kind of like a domino effect. So, but it's going to be what it's going to be. So just trying to try different things and see what happens. So yeah. So 900, 635, 857. And every day, it's like 2 o'clock though. Every day ever since they did the update, almost at 2 o'clock, my stuff just shuts down. I'll get the majority of the sales in the first half of the day. I'll get like $400, $400 to $500 in the first half of the day, and then I'm lucky to get 200 the remainder of the day. So, like I said yesterday, the yard sale stuff started kicking in, so that was good. So I don't know if I need to end and sell similar more in the evening times, because all my items are within 3 months. Some might be a little bit over that now, but we'll see. Oh, what to do? Figure something out. All right, we're going to go to YouTube. Questions and comments, since I haven't really been paying attention. Let's see. I love seeing Jan in your videos. She was in Saturday's yard sales videos with me. You can hear her in the background going ornament crazy. The Lego looks like a great grab. As for $1, it was worth it. There was no minifigs that I've seen in there or anything, but still, I can get more than $1 out of it though. I'm loving the new segment, James. Some great vinyl. A lot of the vinyls from my era. An oldie from the 70s. Great slick Led Zeppelin. James, I like your style of video. You are appreciated. Thank you. The Sony Walkman was my favorite find. That was found on Friday. It's got that Sony Walkman. Weird, I had 2 buyers tell me on the weekend that when item was in the cart, there was no payment option. I sent them an invoice and they were able to pay. Doesn't surprise me. So I called eBay and they said it is a known issue and there is a temp fix for it. What about a permanent fix, right? I've come to the conclusion there are 3 for sures in life: taxes, death, and eBay not working properly. So that is now added to the list of for sures with life. This looks good. Nice vinyl. The amount of Captain Beefheart is mind-boggling. What a collection. Yeah, oh man, that sale. If I was 5 minutes earlier, I could have got all the vinyl. I would have had to... Oh, another one sold. Dag. Well, you're going to like this bolo. I've sold 3 today, overnight. It's weird how it sells like that. And I had sold 2 in the past, which I don't think made it on video. So I'm going to give you a definite bolo today. A real-life bolo. But if I was there 5 minutes early, I could have just took all the vinyl, said kept Jan there to hold it while I went to the ATM to get more money. Because I only had like $60 and I spent $55 on what I did get. I think I had a little bit more than 65, but maybe like 65, 70, somewhere in there. But, and he was grabbing some good stuff, the guy before me, so I was getting all of his leftovers. But he didn't touch none of the Captain Beefheart, and that was where the money's being made for me. None sold yet, but that's where the money's going to be made. Everything else is selling but the Captain Beefheart so far. Saw some good. I love your videos. I listen while I work, and you keep me company. So appreciated. Thank you. How can you make an offer for $50 when they giving you a good deal already? That becomes cringeworthy. Not really. It's easier to hand them $50 than 55. I turned the camera off. I gave him 60 because when Jan was asking him 50, she couldn't see, but he was shaking his head, and I don't think you could see in the camera either while he was counting them. That's why I'm like, you can just count him if you want. The dude was sketchy. I mean, I wouldn't trust the dude. But it's not cringeworthy. It's easier to pull out 2 20s and a 10, especially when I only got probably $60 in my pocket. And And because when I turned the camera off, we stood there 5 minutes while he tried to find a $5 bill. You want to talk about cringy? The dude's not even prepared for his own damn yard sale. It took him 5 minutes to find a $5, to find the money for change, not just a $5 bill, to find his 10 of money. He misplaced it. It took him 5 minutes to find it. So no, it's not cringeworthy. It's easier to hand $50 than $55. And if you're going to save some money, you're going to save some money. And plus, you don't know how much you're going to make. I'm not looking this stuff up. I don't have everything under the sun embedded into my head. See, that's what I don't like about some people who try to come at people with on yard sale videos. We're not at least a lot of us are not looking this up. We're going by what we know in our heads, and we don't know everything. We know enough to get us in trouble, and we know enough to make us some money. But we never know which one we're going to get. So the less you can get it for when you don't have 100% for sure on it, the better off you're going to be. So no, I think your comment is a little cringeworthy. How about that? Oh, don't get me started. I'm getting back in James mode. You get me started, you're going to hear some stuff out of my mouth. That's all I got to say. Don't give up items you highly value for a song. I don't highly value anything. It's life. Everything. We're all going to die, and it'll all decay to nothing one day. So I don't put high value in any material items. There's things that have sentimental value, sure. But you can't take it with you. Oh, I used to see hot tuna every summer in Western New York. Nice. Sealed beefcake. Can't wait to see what everything sells for. Oh, and on those found on Friday videos, what I'm going to do too is, see, the goal of it is just to see if somebody wanted to like take their Friday paycheck and kind of just go shopping after work and try to start slowly building an eBay business. So we're going to see what we can find on Friday and see what it blooms into. Also, I'm keeping a side note running total of the videos I make. So since we've been doing a little bit of YouTube stuff at the same time, I'm going to keep a separate running total of how much money I make on the YouTube videos from the 5 on Fridays. So give it a kind of different perspective. I don't know if anybody does that on YouTube because a lot of people don't like to share all their information. So I'm not sure if anybody's doing that. So give it a kind of second view so you can see how much I'm spending, but then how much is being made on the videos also. So just a different little perspective, since we kind of do that here now across the board, just to narrow it down to one subject and see what happens. So I just recently discovered you, and we'll go back and listen to your older videos as I have time. Enjoy listening at work. Thank you. I think some voiceover would be great at times. Yeah, I think I can do it with my phone, some voiceover and like a screen record, but I don't know how the quality would come out. So it might be something to play with when I go into thrift stores that have music playing. So maybe I'll play with that next Friday if I have that issue. We'll be watching for these. That is the reseller or the Saturday's video. I like when people comment on older videos, they like, hoping you feel better. Thank you for being real. And I'm like, feel better? I remember not feeling good lately. And I look and it's an older video. I'm like, oh, okay. Nice score on those DVDs. She probably had just as many video games. Yeah, I ran into an old friend I used to work with in the music store days in the yard sale video. And I wasn't going to take all those DVDs, but $20, I'll take them. I've already made, I think it was $5 back so far on the $20. There was several $20 items in there, some 15s, several 10s. Most of it's just going to be make a couple bucks off of if and when it does sell. Hopefully, as of right now, when I had about 1,500 DVDs in my store before I started listing those, I had 1,500 DVDs in my store, and in the last 30 days made $600. So I'm like, well, that's actually not that bad. If you think about 1,500 DVDs, and I'm making $600, and it was like number 7 in my top 5. And I'm like, that's the least amount of items I have in my store for any of the items. Like hats, I got 13,000, cassettes and CDs about the same, and I'm making double 600 basically. The hats maybe a little bit. No, not even double on the cassettes and CDs, right? Maybe $1,000 on those. And I'm like, that's actually not bad for 1,500 DVDs listed and made $600. So I'm like, well, I can double those DVDs. I want to see if I can double the DVDs and see if that money increases. So, yeah, so we'll see. But her and her husband buy out collections and stuff, and then they keep what they want, and she just sells the rest at yard sales. So she has my contact now, so she's going to just contact me anytime she's got stuff to move, to get rid of. So I'm like, hopefully I'll make some good money off that vintage clothing. So it's all like older ladies. It was their grandma's vintage clothing, but I only got $70 wrapped up in all of it, and it was like $1 a piece. Some of the suit type stuffs were $5 with multiple pieces, but most of it was $1 a piece. So get some different lookers in my store for sure on that vintage clothing. So let's get into this because I got some good amount of stuff here to ship. Let's see, I've got 36 items. So let's get this done here. Okay. Start getting this stuff moving. It's kind of slacked off though this morning. Like at 8:30, it seemed like things shut off again on eBay. So we're at 9:36 now. I had the one item paid for, which is a bolo I'll get to, along with the 2 others, 4 others total I've sold. But first up, we've got a Kiss Me, I'm Italian hat, vintage hat, sold for $12.60. Head to Fort Lupton, Colorado. So at least I'm happy with the variety. And going out and getting some different stuff, even though I don't really need to spend the money. With eBay messing up, I kind of looked at it as maybe I have to spend the money, right? Because if I can go out and spend $100 but then make $100 back in a couple of days, it's not really going to hurt anything. It's just going to inflate my day, which the beauty about where I am is I've got probably 50,000 more media items I can list. Maybe 40, 45 for free in my Anchor store. But I probably only have about 6,000 more listings for other type of stuff. So before too long, I'm going to be hitting that threshold there where I'm going to be paying 5 cents per insertion fee in the next, let's just call it a month and a half, 2 months. Well, let's just do 2 months since stuff sells at the same time. But just saying the next 2 months, I'm going to be starting to pay 5 cents insertion fees on other stuff other than media. So what I would like to do is I got to find a balance because I want to put up more media because it's going to be free still in hopes to turn up my money coming in on the media, right? To help cover the expansion of the other stuff. Because none of my costs are going up as of right now. That's when my costs will start going up. So, like I can make, if I was making double the money right now, the only cost that went up would be shipping and fees, which is nothing, but all my other costs are going to be pretty much the same. So, not counting supplies, but I kind of tie that in with the shipping amount. So I've got to figure out exactly how I want to work the next couple months. But I also want to get this other oddball stuff up that I can buy at the thrift stores and yard sales. because it helps out the day. So I think it'll be, I think the yard sale, getting some quicker moving stuff right now is the right move. As long as I keep a tab on it, because I don't want to, go backwards, obviously. So if that means offering $50 for $55 worth of vinyl, I'm going to do it so I don't go backwards. And plus, Jan always asks about everything when we're out yard sailing. She's always trying to get $1 off here, $1 off there. Winchester vintage pen, headed to Australia, sold for $7. This one's plastic. What the heck did he do there? Like somebody ate part of it. Oh, great. I don't want to go crazy spending more than I'm bringing in. I think I'm going to keep it like on a month level. I'm going to go back through my yard sale videos and start jotting it all down and kind of keep a running total. If I can remember what I bought. So then I can go back and see what's sold already. That's going to be the hardest part, is remembering what I bought at a yard sale by the end of summer. I mean, I'll remember most of it, but of course there'll be some stuff I'll totally miss on. Totally forget about. Like the DVDs. Like I'm not going to know which DVDs I picked up where, so stuff like that. Let's go with the cassette pack. One. That was $6.99. That thing sold for. That pen, $7. Lapel pin. That should be sufficient enough. Somebody asked didn't ask a question, they made a comment, and a couple of you guys responded back to it. You don't have to do that, but I appreciate it. She's like, you make 6 figures and your wife still works? Shake my head. First off, the person clearly doesn't know the difference between net and gross, which you got to take that into consideration. Second off, even though what I earn and what I bring in are two different things, and technically what I bring in, I'm catching up with her. She brings in, I think with her overtime, she's definitely still bringing in more than me. I'm almost catching up to her base pay with what I bring in, when I can pay myself the extra at the end of the month, and with the business bills that pays for, like the cell phone pays for everybody's cell phone, right? So, and then the trucks and stuff. So I'm catching up with her. I'm probably pushing, with everything, I'm probably pushing, I don't know, I have to do quick math, probably 100 plus, a little over 100. For a kid who came from nothing, that's pretty cool, right? I never thought I'd get there. Thought I'd be stuck at like $25,000 a year for the rest of my life. So, but with her overtime, she's way past me. Plus, Jan's not the type of person who's going to ever stop. She's been working since she was like 15 when she started at McDonald's. She finished, at the time, I think it was 6 years of pharmacy school in 4.5 years. She always gung-ho, guns blazing. You know, I want to get the YouTube side of it, and even the business growing more, obviously, too, to start recouping some of her payroll so that she can start slowing down. I don't think she'll ever quit, but she definitely needs to slow down. So, and plus you never know when, with her disease, when something's going to rear its ugly head. So, especially that stuff comes out when your body is stressed. So, and the way she pushes herself, she's always stressing her body. So, but even if I was making $1 million a year, she'd still be doing something, because she's not the person to not do, you know, she's not lazy, and she don't want to. I mean, when you stop working or stop doing stuff you love to do, you die. I mean, so like I've always said, I'm never going to retire. I'm always going to do this because I enjoy doing it. Once you stop is when you start decaying. Chicago Bears hat sold for $6, headed to Haines City, Florida. So, she'll always do something within the pharmacy world. But if I can get like the YouTube and stuff going better, it'll give her more options to do what she wants to do. And slow down, try to venture someplace else if she wants to. Try to do, there's a lot of at-home consultation stuff you can do now in the pharmacy world, so never know. Never know. It's all about the freedom. Money is power. Money don't make you happy, but it gives you freedom, and freedom makes you happy. If you know what to do with your freedom, anyway. Guess you could still be miserable and be free, but, or be miserable, be free, but be miserable because you're taking your freedom for granted. That's another thing too. Why is that up here? Maybe it was a canceled order or something. I don't know. I don't even recall that. All right, next up, we've got one of the vinyls I picked up. So I sold a Led Zeppelin vinyl already for $9. There was another one, Cyndi Lauper, sold for $6. Then I sold the Lego from the Found on Friday video. I sold that for $28. I sold the Baby Yoda big one that you did not make the video because of music playing. It was Heart Alone, so I knew I'd get dinged, so I didn't put that part in. And it sold for $42. I think that's everything from the weekend that didn't make the video this morning. So video this morning, we've got Dr. John's Gumbo vinyl, sold for $21, headed to Salem, Oregon. So I sold another vinyl for $20 too, didn't I? I have to go back and look. 20, 30. Oh, that was the other one there, I think I was thinking of. I may have made my money back on the vinyl already. Plus, I like getting all this different stuff. It makes it listing more fun. Brings different people into your store. That's one thing I've always kind of preached is people always say you should niche down and things like that. When you niche down, you're only bringing a certain part of the population of the earth into your store when you're niching down. Now, that could be a positive thing if it's an extremely popular niche, right? But if you're just getting stuff at yard sales, thrift stores, and stuff like that, niching down, I think, can be more of a detriment because you're passing up money. I hate to pass up money, especially. That's why I don't really watch all my videos back. Every once in a while, I'll watch something back to make sure it's. I got to kind of watch it back to make sure I don't need to edit anything out. But I try not to pay. It's usually on my phone, so I can't really pay attention to what I'm missing. Because I have seen stuff I missed before, and I kick myself. I'm like, oh, why did I miss that? Right? And then plus there's stuff that you guys see that maybe I didn't even think about or I totally missed that you guys bring up. And I'm like, because I hate passing up money. So for me, having just the different stuff, it brings in a whole different level of people. Obviously, if your niche is like clothing, you have different clothing. You have women's, kids, men's, and then you have different styles. So your niche is more of a wider net, which is a good thing. I always feel like the wider the net is, the better off you're going to be. Like if you niche down on just say men's t-shirts, it's going to be a very small population that's going to be coming into your store. Sure, almost everybody wears a t-shirt, but there's a million t-shirt places out there. So I always feel the wider the net, the better chances are you have, because somebody could come. At least the old way the eBay stores were set up. Now I don't feel it so much. Like it's harder to get somebody into your store and searching your store because everything's so freaking hidden now. I mean, even if they go to readoptionagency.com, the categories are hidden. So they can't just go, you have to click on a button just to see the categories now. That was another thing that was messing up this weekend. My categories were saying undefined again, where instead of having the category listed, hats, t-shirts, etc., every one of them just said undefined. So that was another issue that was going on all weekend. But yeah, I like having a broad net. So because before I would get people who say, I came into your store for this and I also got this and this, and it would be different stuff. Or now, just like the offer thing, and I think that might be a reason why the offer thing is dropped, is because if somebody goes into your store, they can't even see that you take offers now. So not only that, but the offers are messing up still too. So next up we got, are you ready for a media lot? Yeah, like this. So we got 2 45 records, and we got a CD, promo CD single. So kind of variation there. I don't send this type of variation much, so this is the stuff I like. So altogether, so far $11. And that was probably because buy 2 get 1 free. So they probably got 1 free. So $11, headed to Heron, Illinois. So, let me take that offer that came through, or see if I'm taking that offer. Yeah. $10 for a leather belt found at the thrifts at the bins. It has Edward tooled on it. I think this piece was from the toys I buy from a friend of mine, which is a He-Man with the backer card just totally trashed. Headed up to Canada, sold for $10. He-Man. Used to always say P-Man and Masters of the Toilet Bowl. P-Man and the Masters of the Toilet Bowl. Give me some bubbles of air to put in there. Some bubbles of air to put in there. That's no bubble. That's a broken bubble. I think this weekend though was just, I just was getting flashbacks on why I do what I do. Just how I just love doing this. Getting to meet people and buy stuff from them and talk them down $5 if I have to. Like, I don't know, it's like I get the little kid in me. Doing this just brings out the kid in me. You gotta stay young. Gotta stay young, at least young at heart and enjoying life. No point in taking it seriously, because we don't get out alive. Speaking of getting out alive, that sub thing that happened, the more and more I'm reading about it, the more and more how the CEO was pretty much at fault for ignoring all the warning signs that was going to happen. So I could see some, well, I'm sure there was going to be anyway, but some major lawsuits coming up against that company. So that company's probably done over and out, done for. Because I'm sure they're going to be hit with a lot of lawsuits. We've got the Cardinals hat, which has somebody's name, Eric Brock, embroidered on the side of it, and it's still sold. And the person's name's not Eric Brock, not even Brock. Gainesville, Florida, sold for $10.50. That's the kind of stuff I love too. Somebody else would probably throw that back because it's customized to a person. Not me. Not me at all. Man. Definitely feeling like really starting to feel at peace again. You know, every once in a while, especially going out front, taking Courtney out front. You know, I'll have a little breakdown with Fern, but and then last night I was having just thoughts of my dad again. And just the overall part of it where take care of him for 6 years. Then he's in the hospital with COVID for 8 days and I couldn't see him. You know, and wondering if he died thinking we just left him there type of thing, you know. But for the most part, just really starting to feel at peace with it all. So, and anyway, as I was saying, but just getting, like, I'll be standing there working and just start feeling like at peace, like there was nothing I could do. I did all I could. And then when I'm sitting there, like, I'll just get this chill over my body. Like the goosebumps will pop up and stuff. When I'm like starting to really feel at peace. And that kind of like spikes this little like weird, I don't know, endorphins or something in my head. And I just get this like, what's the word I'm looking for? Euphoric feeling, you know. I like when I get into those feelings like that. I often think, I wonder if this is what people feel like when they do drugs, right? They just get that euphoric, on certain drugs anyway, euphoric feeling. And I'm just like thinking, if this is what it is, I'm glad I can naturally produce it, you know, because it is like an addicting feeling, like you want to feel like that. So I'm thankful that if that is the feeling people use to get drugs to get, I'm glad I can just naturally create it. This one, another piece of vinyl from Saturday. And we got Madness, One Step Beyond in the shrink. Headed to Canada, sold for $16. So yes, 20, 40, 50. Yeah, I've already made my money back on the vinyl. Already in the profit on the vinyl. Alrighty, Commodore. Already in the profit on the vinyl. 12.8, 16. No, not 138. So today I think I'm going to the way I've got my new listing schedule set up in the notebook is I have it set up to do 200 a day through the 1st through the 25th. And then the last 5 or 6 days of the month, I go back and try to push everything to 200 a day. And that gives you a total of about 5,000 items listed per month. So I'm like, well, if I get 5,000 items listed, minimum per month, I'm happy with that. So today's the 26th, so I go back and start filling in the holes. And I already started filling it in yesterday because I already got my 200 X'd out for yesterday. So I started going back because I got about 350, 400. I don't even know how many I listed yesterday. So I started going back and Xing out other days. So now the goal is to fill in the rest of my graph for the next few days to try to get average of 200 per day, not counting the last 5-ish days, but to get 5,000 items, basically. Like, I can be happy with 5,000 items a month listed. Next up, we've got KU t-shirt. Sold for $10.50. Headed to Lexington, Kentucky. Let me start plowing through some of this. I'm talking too much. Not enough shipping. Already 49 minutes. I still got tons to go here. I haven't even... I haven't even showed you the cool stuff yet. Because I got another item that didn't make the video because it was bought at the same one as my big... I do always forget what they're called. Plushmallow. I don't know why I can't remember that name. All right, Billionaire CD sold for $4.20, headed to Almonte Springs, Florida. Yesterday I was trying to get as much of those DVDs listed because I only wanted to put one day. I was trying to get all 600 listed yesterday, but that didn't happen. Because I only wanted to put one day to them. But now I'm going to have to do another half a day somewhere this week. Alrighty, we got the Go Fish Guys Showtime DVD. Take this Goodwill sticker off. Sealed, sold for $10, headed to Apex, North Carolina. And then Jan stopped at the bins yesterday on our way home so she could look for Christmas ornaments. So she grabbed some hats. So I got to get those listed today. Hats, the vintage clothing, and some of the DVDs, I think, will be today's process. But yesterday I worked till like 10. It was like 10:30. 10:30. Trying to push. All right, Mark Harris CD, sealed. Sold for $5, headed to Kemah, Texas. Kemah, Texas. I even got an item from an earlier yard sale. Next up we got, are you ready for a Boy Scout lot? Yeah. Somebody came in and bought 3 lots of the Boy Scout Pine Derby patches from me. So we got 10 of that one. 10 of that one and 10 of that one. All right, headed to San Jose, California. All 3 together sold for $31.50. If you don't remember, I bought 2 big, I think it was 2 big totes filled with Boy Scout patches at the bins. And it's still paying out. Love it. Love it. I love it when a plan comes together. You know, I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Like, me growing up, being always bullied and always felt like I was always going to be a loser my whole life. It took so long to find my niche, right? Like 30 years old before I realized, ding, 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 eBay, what's that? Let's go. Feeling like, you know, like even with the people I was with at the time, like if I had a girlfriend and stuff, felt like, man, she just thinks I'm gonna be a loser, right? Just this low self-esteem because I couldn't figure things out. So ever since a kid being bullied to being in my 20s with girlfriends thinking, God, I can't even, you know, this girl's gonna think I'm a freaking loser because I'm never gonna figure life out. So always having that in my head, and just something like this, the fact that I grabbed 2 big totes of Boy Scout patches and I'm still making $30 off of them here and there. It's just like, it makes me feel like I've done something. Even though it's really nothing, I did something. I was able to do something with my life that monetarily support myself, I guess you could say, you know, where I always worried I was never going to be able not just to monetarily support myself, but the person I was with at the time, right? So just to be able to know that a decision I made worked, and breaking it down to little things like that, not just the overall eBay business that I run, but just a little thing like that. A decision, one decision to buy one thing, and it works. And just breaking it down to that, just that little bit is so self-gratifying for myself mentally that it just picks me up, literally. And I think that's one of the major things that makes me happy and makes me love what I'm doing, is because I'm okay at it. I'm the world's okayest eBayer, right? So, you know, I mean, I don't know. It's some women's Adidas sold for $17, headed to Trussville, Alabama. I don't know. Some of you can probably relate. Some of you may not be able to. But, yeah. And I think that's the beauty of it too. Like, if I'm even having a bad day, I can look at something in that perspective, something that small of perspective, and it lifts me up. And as shallow as it may be, because it's material items, et cetera, sometimes that's all you need, you know, because then it resonates on everything else. You know, the happiness will come out. You'll smile at more people, and that might make their day. Or you know, you're more talkative when you're in public, and you're just, you know, that might make somebody's day, that you talk to them or said hi to them. A trickle-down effect, if you will. Next up, we've got an item from a past yard sale. Headed to Chicago, Illinois. $40, $50, $60, $75. So at that yard sale, I spent $65. And on two of the items, I've made back $75. And that was that Hot Wheels. If you remember the long black track I sold the other day for, was it 40, I think it was? And now we've got the Hot Wheels track fasteners, joiners, red vintage of them. There's 47 of them there, and they sold for $35. So, pretty cool. I'll put these in a box. I don't think they're brittle, but won't take a chance. Since they are vintage. Put them in a box. So I guess that kind of makes me feel better. Two items, $75. I spent $65 there, even though I did miss that vintage Sesame Street lamp that I saw on video that I missed. But I'm glad I'm at least slowing down at the yard sales now, and really, I know I'm still missing stuff, because at least Saturday, I know I wasn't totally in a focused frame since Jan was there, and we were conversating and stuff, so I wasn't entirely focused. I'm sure I missed some stuff Saturday, but that's all right. Can't get everything, and why be greedy? I've learned that a long time ago. Like, used to at the beginning of the business, I'd be like, man, what am I missing? What am I missing? I know I'm missing something at the bins, and then you get addicted to that feeling of what am I missing? And then it kind of carries over into yard sales too. Like, give me it all. I want it all. You know, what am I missing out there? I probably missed, if I was here 5 minutes early, I probably missed something good, you know, stuff like that. So now it's more of, I look at it as there's plenty out there. There's plenty for everybody. You're never going to get it all. And if you did get it all, you'd probably go backwards in your business, because you can't list it all as quick, you know. So if you don't know what you're doing, it can set you backwards. Well, it set me backwards. I had to dig out of it, but you buy more than you sell, you're going to go backwards, period. Bottom line. All right, Ducks Unlimited visor sold for $7. About time. Oh, is that belt? Carlton, Georgia. $7 make you holla. Kind of stinks that. Oh, today is Monday though. Monday mornings are always a little bit slower. Forgot what day it was. That's another thing too about at least going into the days, even with the eBay issues and a little bit slower. I've got more of I got more high dollar items now. So just 1 or 2 items could sell and totally change my day. So Boatman's bank hat sold for $10.50. Staying in the area, St. Louis. Bum, 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 bum. This next vinyl was from that yard sale a couple weeks ago. I paid $7 for all the vinyl. Jim and Jess Diesel on My Trail. So for $4, headed to Alexandria, Virginia. DuckTales. Ay, 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 ay. Next up, out of the $300 to $400 DVDs I listed yesterday, one sold The Trial, Robert Withlow. Sold for $5. Head to Melbourne, Florida. And if you're new to my videos, you're probably still not here, but prices I give do not include the shipping I charge. Make sure I said that right. I think. So since it's Monday, it's just me. Am I going to eat lunch today? Normally when nobody's here to get me lunch, I don't eat anything. So don't really have much in the house. But I like it when there's not no snacks in the house because I'll snack all day. Next up, vinyl from yesterday. Arlo Guthrie, Alice's Restaurant, sold for $6.30. Headed to Martinsville, Indiana. That's a decent amount of international overnight. I had 2 already earlier, right? 2, I think. Got 2 more Canadas, a France, and an England. So kind of indicative to sales not really shutting off overnight. They slowed, but they didn't shut off. A lot of vinyl here. I may have sold a couple more vinyl than I thought I did. All right, Secret Garden CD sold for $6. Headed to Palo Alto, California. There was another part in Saturday's video that I edited out. I didn't put in. So it was like 15 minutes and it was boring because I was just going through bags of generic clothing, basically. Just got some generic type t-shirts, maybe a couple of souvenir style t-shirts, a couple with different generic sayings on them, a pair of Trek Work, or I think that's Trek Work T2 work pants or something. But I paid like 50 cents a piece for the shirts, and I paid $1 for those pants. And the pants are up for $35, and I've already got one email asking if they were T1, T2, or T3. I'm like, what's that? So I had to go back and look at the pants, and it said T2. So I guess that was not what they were looking for. But it made me think, I guess I'm not too... And I couldn't find really any online, that, or at least on eBay. So I just guessed at the price, put them at $49.99. $49.99 with my 30% off. So... Next up, we've got Springhouse Land Falls. Headed up to Canada. But yeah, it was just me digging through a bunch of... Because apparently, I guess people she worked with gave her stuff to sell. Because they were still just kind of in bags. So, I was just going through the bags, pulling just generic shirts out. Like a Coca-Cola shirt, I think was in there. It's definitely... I'm looking for that big clothing score this summer. Which I probably missed on that one yard sale when I should have just offered 20 for all their clothing. But I'm looking for more stuff like that next time, or another one of those, so I can just like buy tons and tons of clothes. Because I want to pile up on the clothes. The clothes. Why did I keep saying the clothes so much? James, think. Concentrate. Where are you going? Refresh. All right, Springhouse Lands Fall. Springhouse Lands Fall. $4. Whoops, wrong thing. $4. That's the one thing I've been wanting to grow, but I haven't really put too much effort into it. Put a little bit. Got a lot of jeans and stuff, you know, different. But oh, and that cool shirt that Jan got in the yard sale video where I got the Mickey stuff. She got that Mickey Lacoste shirt, sweatshirt. Put it up for $100 with 30% off. That was a good find for $5. I'm like, whoa, that was awesome. Oh, speaking of, this is where I bought this for $1. The Mickey Mouse hat. And sold for $10.50. Headed to Brick, New Jersey. So. How dare you do that? Chain, chain, chain. Chain of foods. I feel good. You know that I would now. I feel good. You know that I would now. So good. So good. I got you. Next up we got Wang Chung. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Headed up to Canada. Wang Chung cassette. Sold for $4. It's a dead man's party. Who could ask for more? I know Oingo Boingo, but for some reason Wang Chung always reminds me of Oingo Boingo. It's a dead man's party. Who could ask for more? Come and meet your party at the dorm. Something like that. 2.6. What's the price? $3.88. And then of course, Dead Man's Party reminds me of Rodney. No respect, I say. And Back to School. What are you playing, James? 7 Degrees of Separation or something? Where are my sales at this morning? I want some dang cha-chang changs. Oh, we got 2 more offers. So, all right. Speaking of yard sale stuff, that wooden Anheuser-Busch crate that I bought with the shot glasses, what did I spend at that yard sale? $60. And this is selling for $28 by itself. Boom. And then I got, what, 30 out of one of the cars. Some already in the plus. And then I sold 3 shot glasses. And then the box of a car. So I'm already in the profit from that. That one took longer to get in the profit, which doesn't surprise me because it was mostly shot glasses. And those are slow go moves. So, but at least now I am technically in the profit. I think I'm in the profit with all the yard sales now, I believe. Well, except yesterday's, which I'm almost there already. Almost there. Speaking of yesterday's yard sale, Meatloaf, Bad Out of Hell, part of my thumbnail. Sold for $9. Headed to. Why do you guys got all these funky names out there? Berea, Kentucky. Berea. Berea, Kentucky. Berea, Kentucky. Like a bat out of hell, I'll be gone when the morning comes. Like a bat out of hell, I'll be gone, 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 gone. Like a bat out of hell, I'll be gone when the morning comes. When the day is over and night is. Do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away? Will you make me your wife? I gotta know right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Let me sleep on it. Baby, let me sleep on it. Another item that didn't make the video that I picked up yesterday because the music was playing was this pop. Low key. Alligator pop. So it had 5 on it. Of course, Jan, take 3 for it. She's like, sure. So I gave her 3 for this and then 10 for the Yoda, Baby Yoda. So the Baby Yoda sold for $42. This I was going to throw in storage if I couldn't at least double my money because pops usually go up anyway. But sold for $14, so I took it. Headed to Centralia, Missouri. Staying in the state. And it kind of sucks that I had to bleep that yard sale out because the music, because we were late and this yard sale was still packed with stuff. So I know I missed some stuff at that one. And you guys could have pointed it all out to me. Maybe I'll leave it on my phone and just mute the thing and do a voiceover. Like that's what I should do is the stuff I delete out, maybe I should just save it and do like a lost bits type of video someday. Maybe at the end of summer. And then by then I should have that voiceover thing figured out. Next up, Ronnie Millsap. It was almost like a song. Vinyl. And so for $5, headed to Kansas City. I'm going to jump ahead to these bolos real quick since we're already over an hour. So these bolos Jan picked up at the bins. I've sold 2 already for $30 a piece. And now I've sold 3 since last night. Let me make sure they're not going to the same person. Nope. All different people too. The one I haven't pulled yet because they just paid, but the first one will be this one. So we got from 2005 Chippendales calendar. So this sold for $38. She called me. She goes, I got these old Chippendale and this next one I'll show you. Calendars here. Do you want them? I'm like, yeah, old calendars do well. Go ahead and grab them. She's like, there's a bunch of them. So I'm like, yeah, grab them. I got off the phone with her and started looking them up. I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I told her to grab them. So the 2 the other day sold for $30 a piece to the same person, I believe. And that one sold for $38. And the 2 the other day were Chippendales. This next one's the other ones she got. So they had all these Chippendale ones. And then they also had various years from this other franchise. Oops. So those are definitely bolos if you don't know. Because I didn't know. I didn't expect them. I always grab old calendars when they're a subject matter that seems like it'd be popular. Timber. Shiver me timber, mate. How you falling? Don't you hate? And then the next one is... So I got several years of these too. And this one's from 2003. And it's Charmed, a TV show. So this one sold for $25. Can you believe that? It's freaking awesome. You can definitely tell, like, Jan learned over the years what to look for. And of course, she don't know, since it ain't her main gig. There's a lot she don't know, but she knows stuff like that to call me about and say, "Hey, do you want these?" So that says something about her years of paying attention and helping out and stuff. So if a part-timer can pull off a pick like that and not even know, and you're doing this full time, you can do it. She is proof you can do it. Let me make sure see if everything's out that has to go out today. Yeah. Let me just run you through what's here. Since I've kept you forever. All right, we've got ABK CD sold for $17. Hey You All. Oh, part of the ICP family. That's why. We've got a Chicago Cubs Sandberg t-shirt sold for $10.50. Got a cassette that is not pulled yet. I guess I missed that one. Sold for $6.30. Meadowbrooks Pops Orchestra. Then we got Iowa hat, sold for $10.50. We've got a Gap Maple Leaf, Canadian Maple Leaf hat, or visor. Sold for €9, so probably about $11. The Aurora lights on VHS, sold for $4.20. Juice Newton cassette sold for $7. And then sold but not pooled, Pet Shop Boys cassette sold for $5. Two Busta Rhyme cassette singles sold for $8. Another Chippendales calendar from 2009. That one sold for $33.33. So another, I mean, that's $60 right there just in calendars today, overnight. How cool is that? And then that belt sold for $10. So that is it. That is up to date. Sales are a little sluggish out of the gate this morning. But overall, so far so good. We're at 1035. I'm at 282. So there we go. Boom. All right. Kept you long enough. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you all. New offer, $4.99 Riverfront Times newspaper. I'll probably take that. All right. And I'll see you all in the next video. Later.